A fox on my head. And now there's a cat with me too. Hey guys, my name is Bedarks. Thanks. Welcome. I'm back to another I guess, random mini video, if you will. Uh, so Death Battle announced the next time, which is Goku vs. Superman 3, and if I'm going to be honest, I'm not excited for this matchup. Not because the reason I think Goku might win or anything like that. First of all, my vote goes to Superman. I 100% believe he will still win. Um, but my honest thoughts is that to me, this matchup just didn't need to happen. This, as far as from what I can tell from a bunch of different people, from like social media, my friends that I've talked to, and that also watch Death Battle, and um, um, what's it called? The the reactors. I watch some reactors who react to the death battle just because I want to hear their opinions on the battle and all that. And everybody who's reacted to this matchup has all been just why. Some are just gonna be like, some are laughing about it, like, oh, I can't believe they're doing it again, and some are just kind of like, why? Nothing to death battle. The only thing I'm really excited for this matchup is the OST because this would be the first Superman versus Goku matchup to actually have a OST. Technically, I believe both of them, the first two, had their own OSTs, but they both went for the battle itself. This will be the first one that's for the battle. Two, um, let me hop into a game. Let's play some hide and seek. Two, I think the one thing that I find the most interesting is and I guess I should also mention the only other thing I'm really excited for is animation. Now this is gonna sound weird considering the last two animations of Goku vs Superman were 3D. I actually want this to be a 2D animation. I want to see how crazy they can do with the 2D animation of this matchup because the last two were 3D. We're probably going to get a 3D matchup, which is totally fine. Um, but yeah, I just honestly think that a 2D sprite match would be really interesting. I mean, Goku versus Superman is one of the matchups that is very highly controversial because I know so many people that have more or less have seen in the originals, if you will. Uh, the ones that have seen the originals have. It was a big, huge controversy, if you will. I remember when the second match, it was kind of like after I watched both that I kind of started to like read the comments and read some people's like reviews and everything. And so many people were just so toxic, if you will. Well, like to the point where like there was fights to the point where I was seeing people literally telling them to off themselves because they think that Superman winning against Goku was correct and just people were just going overboard with the whole this and that. So just I'm just gonna say this is that when this matchup comes out, I want people to be civil. I don't want to look in the description or the comments or anything and hear people complaining, whining, and everything, and stating that Goku should have won, and all that. And in fact, the current voting, and the only thing I will announce is that on one of the social medias is on, or one of the someone posted a vote not relating to this, and uh, in a Discord, the obvious Death Battle Discord, and the voting right now is Superman's in the lead by 51 votes currently. Of course, we still gotta wait pretty much an entire week for this to actually, happen. So, it's obvious that people who are. It's kind of obvious that a lot of people who that were back then that kind of did a little bit more, research, or just aren't wanting this matchup that much, and are just kind of joining along. People are all just kind of saying that Superman wins. And now I actually, before anybody comes onto the stream and tries to really fight, I guess. Now, of course, Google's not the best location to do most research, but from what I've read on a Google search result is that the strongest, if Superman's at his strongest, he'll win against Goku. But Goku can win against some weaker versions of Superman. Granted, Death Battle himself said that Superman will be given some limits in this episode to try to make it more fair. Right? Because if they just give him what they did in this first and second episode, it's probably going to most likely end up being way too unfair, because it's going to be the same situation of Goku has to surpass limits while Superman is limitless. So restricting him to have limits makes the most sense. And so it can be a slightly more fair fight. Which leads me to the thing that, since this is going to be a more fair fight, I don't mind Goku winning this time. If it was a situation where Superman was limitless and pretty much Goku had no way of offing Superman, and then yeah, I would still pretty much... I'm still going to stick with Superman. I still think Superman would win, but I wouldn't be as mad or frustrated with it. There's no reason to. So, oh look, I'm on the leaderboard. So, I'm at least between me and my friends, we're gonna keep this civil. Oh, there is no arguments. There's no everyone. Everyone, in my opinion, has their own opinions, and it's trying to force other people's opinions into your opinion, trying to contradict yours, say that you're wrong, and everything is just, to me, it's not right. If you're doing that, it just means that if your character loses, you're just going to be so butthurt that one of two things will happen. You're just going to fight and argue and all this to people, whether it's the crew of Death Battle or the just random people, or just you won't watch it. You watch it once, and then actually, I guess three things. You won't watch it once, and then you'll kind of just be like, oh yeah, and you just kind of like, oh yeah, I just won't watch that one, and we'll just wait for the next time, or you'll just stop watching it. I know there's a lot of people who are just so upset that the fact that Goku lost in the first two, and to me, now, in my personal opinion, there's a lot of people who also count Ben 10 versus Green Lantern very controversial. I wanted Ben 10 to win. Obviously, everyone knew that Ben 10 most likely should have won. But I understood why he lost. I'm not going to go out and fight with people or argue. I'm just going to come with terms, listen to your reasoning, and yeah, I'm not going to just fight people for no reason. So with Goku vs. Superman 3 being the next time, I'm just like, one of the things I'm afraid is, yeah, people are voting and guessing Superman's gonna win again, but we're also gonna get so many people that are just gonna fight and fight and fight. The whole feud, kind of, in my opinion, just kind of died down like a year ago between Goku and Superman. Maybe even a little bit longer than that. But if Superman wins this, that feud is going to skyrocket again, and that is going to be the issue. It's a. I was replying to one of Death Battle's posts to a comment saying like, I agree that this matchup. Why are they doing this matchup again? Part of me, it now understands. They're limiting Superman. They're going to add more information and correct some information. So I'm down for that. I would like to see what the new information is going to be. But one guy, okay, was trying to fight. He was trying to defend that this matchup to a lot of people, that a lot of people consider just a mini wasted slot and it's just a filler episode, while some people are wanting to have this happen again, to have Goku win, because to them, Goku should win. And when obviously that, in a lot of people's case, shouldn't be the case. But this guy was trying to make an argument saying that everyone's opinion's wrong, that the matchup is not a wasted slot, and it was just trying to make an argument. And one person kind of pushed it, but to me, I was just like, dude, you're making an argument for an unnecessary situation. Not everyone wants this matchup, so to a lot of everyone, and like me at the time, that said this is a wasted slot. We could have had something more interesting, like the confirmed Ruby versus Maka has been confirmed. They stated that this is one of the matchups that was completely 100% confirmed, but hasn't happened yet. So when one of the Death Battle people casts was stated that, the next time was something that nobody would expect. Part of me was kind of expecting Ruby versus Maka, because this is not only one that I kind of do want, because I'm curious on who would win. I honestly think Maka would win, but at the same time, when this episode was announced, it just kind of put a lot of people off. But when this guy replied saying that pretty much that why not just deal with it, and maybe they'll listen to you, make you their boss, so you can do the matchups you want and everything. And it just comes to the point where I was just like, dude, like, you're fighting an argument that people don't care about. People give their own opinions, and that's fine, but when you fight an argument that has no pointless, I stated in that comment that I wasn't going to reply to him if he's going to try to defend these people, because to me, the whole debate between Goku and Superman is pointless. I get the debate. I understand why they fight, why people want them to fight. I just realized this sound is so loud. I'm surprised I wasn't alone this. I felt like I found my spot pretty much instantly. But, crap. Turn this down. But, and I'm probably going to get a lot of mini backlash if any hardcore fan of Death Battle. Like, I'm a fan of Death Battle. I remember almost not even almost. I remember every winner. Like, I don't remember every little detail, like OST names, the voice actors, the animators, all that. But I remember every winner, and that's fine. Wither. Um, but I'm not gonna argue with people and say that one thing should be the case when, it doesn't have to be the case. So, let's see. In my personal opinion, Goku vs. Superman does not need to happen again. But since it is, I'm going to give the vote of Superman. But I'm going to leave it as I don't mind if Goku wins. If Goku wins, all well. Oh, it is what it is, and I'm not. That guy must have the memory of a god if he recognizes what. Jesus. So many people are seeking now. Wow. That guy, to me, is a little suspicious. I just my opinion. I'm not accusing anyone of actual full-on-out cheating, but to me, it was a little suspicious for someone just to kind of look in one spot and just immediately know I was out of place, which is interesting, but whatever. It's whatever. Anyway, getting off topic. I think honestly, I wouldn't care if Goku won. Now, if any of my friends have seen this back then, I think if any one of my friends spots this, and then asks, and is wondering, I don't. Okay, that guy randomly stopped. Anyway, anybody, one of my friends finds this and is wondering and curious on why I'm stating this now is that I used to be completely against this idea. I straight up told all my friends that this matchup was pointless. And then when it happened, I was like, it made sense. Goku won, and all that, and I just pretty much told a lot of my friends that um, um, pretty much just like I don't care anymore. Like I just at this point I don't care much. It's gotten to the point where it's just a dry conversation. I gotta look for any out of place leaves. I guess while I'm on it, I haven't really talked about it. Why don't I give my personal opinions on uh, the season Death Battle Season 10s, and um, guess to start off is sorry, I'm also trying to find. This is why I like hiding because I don't get as distracted. But I missed half the lobby. I'm a fraud. That was the guy who got me. Who got me? Yeah. I Part of me finds this guy suspicious. The fact that, yeah, oh, that looked like one. That he just kind of found me like right off the bat. Like, wasn't even like, oh, I'm gonna hit the other bookshelves around me. It was he looked and then it immediately just started hitting me. That's why, in my opinion, it was kind of a little mini suspicions, little just tiny bit of suspicion. I'm just gonna wait till this matchup before I continue. I don't know where anybody is. Not over here. Okay. Huh? Oh, did that guy leave? This guy found half the lobby pretty much, and then right before the end left. Okay. Anyway, I guess office. Let's see. So starting off with the first episode of season 10, Ant-Man vs. Adam. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm 100% just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say I got every answer right, because this very first episode of season 10, I got wrong. I had genuinely thought Adam was going to win because, I don't know, just part of me felt like that he had the resources. I was wrong. The Adam lost and Ant-Man won. Fine on me. I liked both. Both. Well, hold on. This guy's got Seeker again? Oh no, he just. This guy purposely became a Seeker, but this guy found 3 people off the bat. 4? What the heck? You know what? I hate leaving in game, but I don't want to play the game with this guy. Like, I don't know. The fact that this dude has found that many people that fast is crazy. Either these guys were standing out in the open like, hey, come get me, or these people literally were hidden and this guy just went straight to him. I don't want to play a match with him anymore. I know that seems like very meh. Okay. Getting off topic. Ant-Man vs. Adam was an episode that I think was really good. And I obviously understood why Ant-Man won. It made sense why he won. And it was great. Oh, I've never been in this map. I guess this one? Sure. Oh, okay, I guess not. I'll be, the Seeker. That's fine. Take that. So, with the first episode, can I just mention that KO to Adam? Because, my lord, that was a brutal way to go. And I mean brutal. You are very... Ooh. I'm sorry. Okay, that really caught me off guard. Let's see. I haven't played this map, actually. Oh, wow. This is great. First... Oh, I was in this map. I was over here when I first played it. Shouldn't have done that. No one found... Oh, hello. Okay. Oh, I found one person now. You can go back to being hider. Okay. Let me see. Sorry, I know I'm quiet. I'm just really trying to, like, find all these people. Page. Founders perch. I'm not being a good seeker right now. This is very, very poor. Oh, wow. That was a decent spot, actually. Oh, dang. Part of me is annoyed that I got seeker. The fact that I'm like, one time I'm like, oh, I need to kind of like talk about stuff. It's, I guess, seeker, so now I kind of have to like try to find all these blocks, break them. Nope, 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 nope. Let's see, what else? Oh, hello. Okay, andesite, 2 bookshelves, 2 leaves. Look at that, that's 1 leaf. There we go. Let's see. Oh, we mean to find the last 4. Oh, and I fell. I just, like, I barely even played this map in this. There we go. 2 bookshelves. A leaf. Oh, wait. No leaves. An andesite. Which people are kind of standing around, so that's fun. Does anybody check these? Dang. Well, GG. Oh, I think they were both hiding in there. Huh. Alright. So, Ant-Man vs. Adam, the KO was very brutal. Oh, honestly, probably one of the most brutal deaths to ever happen in a premiere episode. Just saying. Second episode was Dark Souls versus Skyrim. Obviously, I picked Skyrim. Just because I was talking about this matchup with my friend, and he was he couldn't, he wasn't sure at first. I think one of my other friends, not the friend I'm thinking of, one of my other friends. Oh, we got this map again. All right. I'll be the white wool again to try. One of my other friends was like, a bunch of my friends were like, Skyrim's just gonna win. So I was like, okay, you know what? Screw else. I'll pick Skyrim. Why not? Worst that can happen is being wrong. I was right, which, I'm, obviously very, very thankful for. Oh, no one's gonna find me. That's for sure. Okay. Oh. Skyrim vs. Dark Souls is probably the most interesting and, like, for the first RPG MMOs battles, they handled this very good, in my opinion. And then gave them both max stats, which you can achieve if you grind, and kind of gave them most of their arsenal throughout the game, which even their legendary weapons, which was great. I think it was great. Neat. Fantastic episode, hands down. Not much to say about this. It was pretty much an episode that people kind of just figured Dark Souls was, or not Dark Souls, well, Dark Souls was going to lose. We just kind of figured that was going to be the case. And I think the most interesting was the battle. And the track. The track and the battle were the most fantastic things about this entire episode. The animation was hands down really creative. And on top of that, that track though was great. I've listened to it a couple times. That's not the battle itself. I've listened to it a couple times and it was great. Right. Third episode, Killua versus Misaka. When this battle was first announced, I actually had figured this guy looking up at me, or is he? No. When this battle first announced, both of my friends, my main friends I talked to about these matchups, both were like the Killua was going to win. Like they just were like, I know more about this show, so I'm going to pick this show. Well, one of my other friends knew a little bit about the other, but didn't care much for it, and he just kind of thought that Killua was going to win. And I actually first voted for Killua. I first voted for Killua, and then I watched some battles, I watched some creativity, and I watched some interesting analysis and people talking about it and everything, and it seemed like a lot of people saying Misaka was going to win. And so when I waited for the previews, when the previews came out, when both of them, I watched both of them, and I kind of was just like, you know what, I think Misaka would win. I know this seems like, it really seems like I'm doing what I said it was, I'm just picking all the winners, but no, I generally picked all these myself. Like, I guessed before the battle and all that. Next, so Misaka did win, and if you haven't seen these battles, these are obvious spoilers. I would highly suggest watching them yourself. Give your own opinion. Be civil about it. Don't complain and be upset and, to put it lightly, cry about everyone that your character you wanted to win lost. The next time, everyone kind of just knew one of these were going to win. Rocket versus Stitch. When this first was announced, I wanted to go with Rocket just because I was like, this can't be a serious matchup. There's no way this is serious. It's Rocket Raccoon from Marvel, a serious toned character who's angry for most of the time and likes to head into action. And while Stitch is this, seemed, at least in the movies, was this lovable. Yeah, sure, he had some fights, but he was mainly just there to protect his family when he was adopted. Yeah. So, when Stitch versus Rocket was announced, I generally was just like, huh, okay, this is interesting. Why? Even my friend was just like, okay, this is weird. It wasn't until the analysis that I really, and running the Death Battle Wiki's connections part, that I understood really why this was a matchup and highly requested. I was generally like, huh, this is actually pretty interesting. And after again watching the analysis, I understood that um, that Stitch was most likely going to win due to his tough hide, his strength, his smartness. Those are words that don't make any sense, but okay. So, let's see. Let's see. When Stitch won, I totally understood. Like, his skin and everything. And I was actually surprised to find out that Rocket had the. Oh, jeez. There's no way he didn't. He didn't see that? What? Bro. Anyway, I was actually surprised that Rocket had ways to put down Stitch. I was glad Stitch won because part of me also couldn't handle the fact seeing and I don't mind seeing Disney characters can be offed, but in the case of Stitch, I was like, I don't think I can handle the amount of emotional trauma that people would have if Stitch lost. Darth Vader versus Obito. I remember when this episode was announced, and I was so hardly. I was one of those people that was like, Obi-Wan vs. Kakashi was out. Obi-Wan won, so this is just going to be a repeat with Darth Vader winning. I was so wrong. In fact, this is another case. I kind of forgot about the voting in this. This was another case where a voting was so... Oh, like, Vader's votes... the final votes, I think some people kind of vote for this later on, but the current voting and after voting of this right now is Darth Vader had 287, while Obito only had 95 votes. That is almost 200 votes above. I was like, hands down. Both of my friends even were like, Darth Vader's gonna win. Battle came out, Darth Vader lost. I understood. I was like, huh, that's interesting. My friend was not having. He was saying this was BS. Darth Vader should have won. There was no way he could have lost. No way. But, settle down. Phoenix versus Raven. One that I personally say that the OST for this battle was so great. I found this battle so awesome. I generally was like, oh, that guy's so screwed. I'm only afraid of the other two just kind of coming here to just get me, which would be really of a mean move, but it'll be oh well. Phoenix vs. Raven came out or was announced, and I was surprised. I remember when right back then Raven vs. Twilight Sparkle was announced, and I was like, Raven's hands down winning. Of course, she did, and I remember watching one of the Death Battle casts and hearing the thing, and it was stated that they had to do Raven vs. Twilight Sparkle because their information they got at the time was they knew that Phoenix, Scarlet Witch, and all these characters would stomp Raven. But when Raven vs. Phoenix come out, I picked Raven, but I was fully, I mean hands down, fully expecting her to lose. I picked her because I had a feeling that she was going to lose, but I watched more Teen Titans than I did the X-Men series. So I was like, I gotta pick Raven. I gotta pick with the show I know more. I was right, but besides that, hands down, that track is one of my favorites in the entirety of Death Battle. There's a couple tracks here and there that I'm like, this is so good. This is great. But that track, awesome. I keep hiccuping and I hate it. And I was surprised to find that Raven wins. And, we're getting Chinatown again. I kind of hope I'm the Seeker. But I'm going to pick that and go back to that one spot because that was a great spot. But when Raven won, I was surprised. And then when I heard the reasoning, my immediate thought was, holy crap, if she wins like this, my hands down statement is, oh, like she stomped Twilight. Because, whoa. Oh, I guess you could do it that way too. But oh well. I remember when I was thinking about it and I was straight up like, okay, there is no way by what they said against Phoenix versus Raven, that on how Raven won, and they initially said that Phoenix would stomp Raven. Now that Raven was found out to be able to beat Phoenix, my statement now is I'm glad I picked Raven because Raven stomps Twilight Sparkle. So yeah, obviously I got that one correct. Guts versus Dimitri. The second time Guts from Berserk was featured in a death battle. His old one aged okay. Some people said very poorly, but I think it was an okay episode. But this battle's fight, so good. I loved this fight. Hands down, so great. I loved every aspect of it. I loved obviously the animation, their abilities, how the banter, the music. This was great. This was another episode where I actually decided to vote for Dimitri despite my other two friends voting for Guts because they were saying that Guts was probably going to win. And I was like, you know what, I'll be the only one to vote for the other one. So I voted for Dimitri and I won. So I was like, yeah! I don't know. Not much to say other than the battle was great. I loved this battle. Silver Surfer versus Martian Manhunter. This episode was great. I liked the fight. And I get... This was an okay battle for me. I enjoyed the fight. I'll watch it here and there. But it wasn't a fight that I would immediately go to, if you would. It was kind of more of like this is a creative fight, if you would. Pardon me. So, now we're going to go into the two voted ones. I am so excited that this one won. Because this was an episode I wanted. But this wasn't the battle I voted for. I voted for when the Champions Ballot first came out. And it was like, you could vote for 2 episodes to be featured in this next season of Death Battle. In this case, season 10. And we had a choice of 6, or technically 12, but 6 different battles for each genre of 2D and a 3D. For my 2D episode, I actually voted for Captain America versus Kamen Rider Ichigo. Oh, and then for my 3D, we'll get to that battle in a second. The winner of the 2D battle of the ballot death battle was Bill Cipher versus Discord. This episode is great. I picked Bill because I grew up on Gravity Falls, and I just, in my head, I couldn't see Bill losing. Learning the fact that Discord is almost exactly as powerful as Bill, and understanding, and then after watching the analysis, I felt so bad. And I'm not a huge My Little Pony guy, but for the fact that he changed kind of a mini good side, because he was just trying to, in the battle, he was just trying to save his friend, who also intentionally saved her friends. It was great. I mean, I felt bad for the dude, but the episode stuff was great. Battle's great. The theme's very catchy. It was a fantastic battle. Yeah. So, when Bill won, part of me was expecting him to win, but after hearing that they were close, it really just came down to just who was more chaotic and more powerful. It pretty much sums up my guessing, and I was like, okay, hands down, I expected Bill to win, but I was straight up like, can we not get Chinatown? This is like the 20,000th time I've gotten Chinatown. Anyway, I'm glad I picked Bill because obviously I won, and I grew up on Gravity Falls, so part of me was just gonna pick Bill regardless whether he won or lost. Whoa. Keep hiding right here. Okay. Next time, or the next one, was Cole McGrath versus Alex Mercer. Alex Mercer versus Cole was the 3D episode I voted for, so I was glad this happened. I had played one full game of Infamous, but it wasn't the one that featured Cole. It was the one that featured, what's his name? Delson Rowe, the Second Son game. I liked that game. I kind of wish they expanded on that storyline. But I have very, very tiny bit. Like, I didn't really pass the first 30 mission, or I passed the first beginning mission, but I didn't pass other missions. I didn't beat Prototype. But I knew both these games. I knew this was the most requested, one of the most requested matchups. I knew this was a matchup that everybody wanted, and I remembered everyone. I remember reading that this is the closest battle, like release date game wise. This was the closest battle they found. So when it came out, I went with the series I played with more, and that was Cole McGrath. Granted, I can't be. This was obvious because over 300 people voted for Cole, and not even 100 people voted for Alex. Then we get to the next time. Frieza versus Megatron. This battle was one I started to get interested in. I remember when this battle was first announced, I just remember people saying this was good connections, great animation, and all this. At least that was all the people I saw on blogs and the Death Battle Wiki. But some people I've talked to, like my friend and a couple people I've read up on, were saying that this matchup was no needed. This was a stupid, ridiculous matchup. But it was announced, and I got this one wrong. I voted for Megatron. I wanted Megatron to win because I generally thought he was going to win. And after I even watched both analysis, and it was hard. I was deciding really hard, but I ended up going with Megatron. The music was great. The battle was great. I think it was probably one of my favorite 3D battles, especially since it was animated by one person. And Devil Artemis did a fantastic job between these two. It was great. I even told one of my friends who doesn't really watch Death Battle much that this was made by one person, and he straight up was like, "This is crazy." It was animated by one person. So next time after that was Gojo versus Makima. I remember my friend, soon as he saw this one announced, he straight up invited me to a party and was like, "This next time, I can't decide." He literally said these two were so hard to kill. It was insane. Oh, someone said hacker. Hold on, okay. Let's see here, man. Oh, error black. That hacker, because he hasn't found me. Or, 6 other people. Anyway. What the fuck? You ain't killing me. That was a little suspicious, though. The fact that I was like, that was a decent. I hit there 3 times. I won all 3, but so that last time, that person was like, well, "I'm gonna go right here and attack this particular white wool." Okay, I think I'm done with hide and seek. I'm getting close. When Gojo vs. Mako was finally announced and released, and everything, I remember right before my friend was talking about these two, and he was the one who kind of just sold me on Gojo winning. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go with Gojo. Well, the more he talked about Gojo's, story and everything, my head just was just like, Gojo's probably gonna win this. So I picked Gojo. Scooby vs. Courage. I remember this battle being announced, and my first reaction was, why? Just why? And then I remember reading the connections, and I was like, kind of why? And then I told one of my other friends, and she really seemed interested in this battle. And then I was just thinking about it. Like, all I remember, I was saying this battle was a weird matchup. I don't know why they decided to do this. I couldn't think of a reason. And then it dawned on me. I don't know who would have won. So I told my friend who was just saying this was a wasted slot. And I was like, I was just kind of like, huh, who would win? So I genuinely was like, okay, I'm actually kind of interested. I voted Courage, and everyone's just kind of giving themselves a free point because no one won. It was a tie. They couldn't off each other. which is great. Hey, I agree with Boomstick in the ending analysis that I would happily prevent dog murder. Um, and then Rick versus Doctor. And oh my god. The voting for this wasn't what I was expecting. I remember when this matchup first came out. My friend Shin, hands down, was like, Rick's gonna win. This dude could create his own Doctor Who. There's no way he could lose. Of course, Anakin also picked Shin, or not Shin. Anakin also picked Rick because he also thought. I grew up on Doctor Who. So again, this was a matchup that I picked the show I grew up on. I didn't care if I lost, I was picking the show. But the thing is with me, I hands down was expecting Rick to win, and was expecting the voting to straight up be Rick outvotes Doctor. So to my surprise, when the voting came out, the Doctor was outvoting Rick. I was like, what the heck? That's crazy. That is really insane. That was insane. Okay, the popping's kind of... Come on, thank you. I'll put you away for now. Popping's getting annoying. I was so surprised that the Doctor had more votes. So after looking at some people's opinions and, you know, the whole, like, YouTube short of this versus this character, and to find out that Doctor was so overpowered. It's been so long since I last seen the show that I honestly forgot how overpowered he was. So I was confident that Doctor was going to win. And when I showed Shin this voting, he straight up was like, huh, I actually thought he wasn't sure anymore. He still went with the Doctor, but he wasn't sure if the Doctor was actually... Or, not the Doctor. He still went with Rick, but he wasn't sure if Rick was actually going to win now. He wasn't sure. So, imagine my surprise that not only did he outvote Rick so hard by getting over 300 votes compared to Rick's 74, but the fact he won made me really happy. And then the next time came out. And my excitement for the Doctor winning to... Really? Goku versus Superman 3 is a battle. And I've said this before. Like, literally... almost an hour ago. Goku versus Superman was a battle I did not want. This was a battle that I found so pointless now. I just didn't care for it. I like the way they're going through. I enjoy the way they're doing it. But I couldn't think of an actual reason why. My mini theory, this is just speculation, is that now since they were interested in doing Goku, I remember they first initially said that they weren't going to do Goku versus Superman and those matchups in particular, or until the release of Goku Black versus Reverse Flash. But it was like kind of before, like I think a year before that matchup happened. They said they were kind of interested in maybe doing Goku versus Superman 3. And understanding that they're gonna not only they're gonna give this the same treatment that Mario vs. Sonic and Cloud vs. Link did, where they're gonna do, instead of a sequel and a mini rematch, they're doing this as a reanalysis and treating it as a different battle. It's great. Can't wait. And I've said this before, I am mainly excited for the animation and the music. I mean, if we look at Reverse Rose, Reverse Flashes versus Goku Black's music, it can go really well. It sounds amazing. However, this was a matchup that I just wanted to be over. I didn't want another one. I generally just was like, I don't want this. I genuinely just don't care for this match. So I'm saying this now. I'm going Superman, but I don't care who wins. Ends. At all. And anybody out there who's a hardcore Dragon Ball fan, who doesn't care about DC, all they care about is Dragon Ball, please note that this battle, don't take it too far. Let this just be the last battle. If Goku wins, he wins. If Goku loses, he loses. Don't fight. Don't complain. Don't whine. Don't be so aggressive. Don't be so aggressive. Hello, Xiao Hui. I don't know why I gave him my GG. What the... Anyway. I don't want to fight. I just don't want to fight. I want this battle to be over. I want the season final to happen, so I can be prepared for the next season. I can't wait to see who's next in the next season. And I can't wait to see what the champion tournament of champions winner is going to be, because it's pretty much just going to be Sans versus Sans versus Judge versus. You get to pick that one, or Tomcat versus Wile E. Coyote. Okay. Although I agree with another YouTuber that I think we can wait on that match, Toon Force characters, because Toon Force characters, they're interesting to say the least. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am tired. It is now 1 in the morning, so I think I should probably get off. I'm thirsty as hell. So, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I kind of went on a little bit more. I wanted to just give my thoughts on the next time, and I did. But then I guess in my head I kind of just thought about, like, oh, hey, you know what? I've never really talked. I never talked much about Death Battle. I'm a huge, like, I'm not gonna say I'm a hardcore fan. I don't know every music. I mean, I know Brandon Yates and Therof Media are the main composers, but I'm not gonna remember every animator, every writer, every voice actor, every um, OST name, the how exactly these characters get off. Not that type of hardcore fan. The most I'm willing to do is um, remember all the winners, because this is something that I think that helps. Like, you can, like, asking someone, "Oh, who do you think wins in this match?" and then can guess and be like, "Oh, I think in this case, I think Ben 10 would win," and I'll just answer, be like, "I wish, but no." Anyway, um, I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Shadorks, and I see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.